intro. All right, is hit us up.
You're on mute.
You
Oh
good?
God, she was
hate
on
my
mute.
life sometimes. Hey guys, it's Iz.
Hey guys, it's Naj,
Hey, it's Robyn.
Nice bit.
and today we're here with a Legacies talk and discussion. Obviously, if you could tell, it's been like a few weeks since the show's ended, and we've kind of, let it soak and marinate about how we feel about certain plot lines and storylines. And we kind of been like watching other things to, prolong the soaking in that the show's over. And we just talked to Danielle, so we're still processing everything and all the information that we've like learned about some unscripted stuff, whatever. And we're here to talk to you guys. We have a few, like I know you guys asked a few questions. We may answer some, but not all, because some of them questions is stuff that we can't really talk about at this moment. So
Yeah.
let's start with the big banger, Danielle.
Yeah.
Last week, the Sunday that just passed, we had a chance to talk to Danielle for a second and third time. It's been 8 months since we last like talked to her, and it felt like it was just fucking yesterday. Like once again, we came in, had a genuine conversation with her about just like it wasn't us giving Q&As. Basically, we are just talking about
Yeah.
anything, and we just like went with the flow, and it was as if like we were just like regular people talking. And I mean, I was still nervous per usual. I mean, who wouldn't, like, you're talking to your idol? But we did get a chance to ask like two questions based on like her acting on the show, which definitely was a boost to Handon, I guess you can say. We found out that the nose kiss, which Robyn asked, she asked about the nose kiss in 304. We found out that the nose kiss in 304 was unscripted and it was Arya's idea. So our king Arya came in for the clutch for Handons, and in the finale,
What was originally scripted was a forehead touch, and Danielle offered
Yeah.
this information freely. So because we were just like I was just blown away. She could have just said no, and I would have been fine with it. But she just kept going, and I was just like, "Oh, this information! Oh my god!" But like, if you guys could have seen my face when she said that the nose kiss
I
was
was like
unscripted,
smiling.
The biggest smile, like the
Yeah.
biggest smile on her face.
And then I was like, it wasn't scripted, but you know what it was? It's scripted. And she'll like just
yeah,
it-
she like Danielle really what she really went, like she was so comfortable to tell us like things that we didn't really like. We didn't fully like, we once again we respect her boundaries and whatever she sets. Therefore, like we just thought it was gonna be a yes or no question. But when she started to talk about things like other aspects that were added or not added in, and how Arya and her talk about things to add in to scenes so they can like feel domestic and feel like an actual couple, that's when you really know, because everyone's always like, oh well, like Danielle's so tired of working, like being like whole being with Landon and shit like that. And I'm just like, her and Arya are literally every episode discussing how their characters should touch, but she's bored.
Yeah, because she said that she wanted them to touch more. Like she wanted them to like show. She's like
why they love each other.
She said that she's like, I see them as partners in crime, but like I want to
Yeah.
see why they're in love. I want to see them being in love. And this is the main actress saying this.
The
Like,
main actress that
I don't
everybody's
want
like,
to
oh
see
my god,
them
she hates.
being in love. And it's just like, oh, how can you say Danielle hates Handon after that?
She's out. That took me out. That took me out when she started like to say that, because I thought we were just going to get the question answered and like we'll continue on. But she went on to talk about how she, like her and Arya wanted more expressions of their love, and that erases the whole like point of view of, oh well, the writers are like big handins. The writers did this. The writers did this. Literally no. Like it was Danielle and Arya trying to put interactions. I bet you if Danielle really didn't care about Handon like people say, they wouldn't even be touching each other. Like the writers didn't even put these interactions in. It was them that did it.
I think there was some where it's like, okay, he leans over and touches her, or like
Yeah.
he puts his hand on her face or something. But like the way that Arya would like brush his thumb, or like when he
Holding
like brushed
hands.
away her tear, holding hands, like in Vit's profile right now, how both of his hands are over hers. Like that's like a Danielle.
The hair.
Yeah,
the hair.
like putting his hand in her hair, like those little things are all Danielle and Aria, and like
That's just they're my kids. Oh, like they really are warriors. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. So like
Danielle said about the nose kiss, like she was like, yeah, it was like all Aria, and I was like,
I know, and I was just like, I've been waiting so patiently for that
asking.
question to be answered, and she went above and beyond, and it was so fucking worth it.
It was Robyn's
because
moment.
we got more than what we came for. We got a lot. So it was definitely amazing. I feel like that was one of the main questions that we like had, and it was answered. And I mean, we all like Vit also asked about what would be the name.
Vit scared everyone though.
She scared us because
Pia and
was
Naj were just like,
terrified.
oh shit.
I couldn't
if you guys could
Naj and
see
Pia
Naj
were
and Pia's
terrified.
face, no, if you could see Naj and Pia's face,
It was so funny.
because the way that Vit opened up the conversation or that question
Yeah.
was like we were all like,
she said,
and Pia and Vit were like, or Pia
said-
and Naj were like,
I was like, because she was like, we're all like delusional handed us, and I'm like, not just how to act, not just how to downplay this question, and it like I've never seen Danielle was just like waiting, like well she didn't look uncomfortable, she was just sitting there, and she was just like well what's the question, and then Vic was like, well if you know Hope and Landon like possibly get married, like who like what name would you know Hope take? Would she take like Kirby? Would it be Kirby Michelson or Michelson Kirby? And Danielle sat there and thought about it.
She literally
sat there and thought about it. And I said, well, I was talking to Vic mostly, but I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel like Hope would take Kirby Michelson because, you know, her legacy. And then Danielle was like, yeah, she would take Kirby, you know, Kirby Michelson if she had to take, because Michelson's badass. And she was just like, basically, she said Kirby ain't it. Tell you right now, I was shocked to even get that answer. I was like, oh, I almost fucking melted in my seat. I was like, oh my god.
She went deep into it though.
He went deep.
No, she was like, oh, she wouldn't just take Kirby. And we were like,
she was like excited about the question. Actually, she was just like, she was really, she was like really thinking about it. She was like, oh,
yeah,
I don't like, you know, it was a fun question. So I think she was happy. Like she was. But like you made her laugh like 3 or 4 times. Like,
yeah, you're on a roll, especially with that uniform question. That uniform.
I put all my reputation out there for this question. So
bro, the uniform one took me out.
It did. Cause I was like uniform slander. From the back era.
It was beautiful.
It was amazing. Like guys, like
the cash line.
I like that we got the cash line was funny. It was like she's finally using that cash, and Pia was like Hope's got like 3 t-shirts.
Danielle was laughing so much.
She was laughing hard. But also when we were laughing about how Hope is like 20, but she's in junior high and they won't give her a birthday.
Yes. And then I was like, I feel like they purposely did this so they wouldn't say she's 20 and still in school. And I was like, yeah, I feel like it. But it's canon then. She said it's 20, she's 20.
But and it's so funny. It's so funny because we were literally like talking like we're talking now. And we weren't even really talking at Danielle. Danielle would just like jumped into the conversation.
Yeah, so we would like talk to each other about things like, and she was like, yeah, like she'll join in and be like, yeah, like it was no like even to the point that we're all so immersed in talking that sometimes we like overlap talking, like 3 of us talking. Like in the final one, it was so out there
because just like joined right in. Like she was just like. She was part of the group, honestly. Like it wasn't like she wasn't a celebrity. She was just a friend.
Yeah, like
that's what it felt like.
We were laughing at like how Zoom was called on complication for all of us, and it wanted to update and stuff like that. And she was like, "Yeah, like we're just talking about random shit." Like that was the only like 2-handed things we asked.
It was so nice because like that was our goal. Is we wanted to talk to her. We didn't want to talk like at her or be like fawning over her. We just wanted to like have a good time, like have like be friendly and be friends and just
just a nice stuff.
We did. I know for a fact I did like fangirl over her a little bit. I gave her praise about how amazing she was.
Oh, so I did too. I was like, but the thing is I haven't heard anyone say anything about her playing No Humanity Hope, and so I wanted her to know that we noticed how hard she worked, and that she did an amazing job. Because do you guys notice like how she was like, oh, that makes me feel so happy, like, you know, that someone actually like noticed and said like, you know, by the way, these little moments that like, you know, you did just so like you were just so
Because
phenomenal.
you mentioned
Yeah, I said that
the
too.
fight between two hopes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I said like I just want to say, Danielle, that like you know, your performance as Two Hopes was just so good. And then Pia and I think you Vit, no, Pia and Naj, I think were the ones that said something about the no Vit. It was Pia and Vit.
Yeah,
Said
I
something
say
about
something about
that
the scene.
take me out line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could tell Danielle was just like
She was so happy.
Yeah, she was
yeah,
so
so
happy.
touched
shy
and so
when people
happy.
We
give
gotta
her
praise. We gotta
compliment.
praise our queen. Like we gotta praise
Yeah,
the queen.
and Vit
Not-
was just like, you know, no one's been asking. We wanted people to ask you how you felt about playing Tribrid Hope, and like no one's been asking you. So like, you know, how do you feel about playing Tribrid Hope? And I think that like Danielle was just like, I think she really liked that question because it wasn't about a ship. It was about her
Her,
and
yeah,
her choices as an actress and like her performance because she was fucking phenomenal.
yeah, I mean, this whole season has literally been about her.
Yeah.
And her, and like you really get to see like her basically act like two different hopes,
Yeah.
and then like also her playing it still while also like fighting between each other about having this control over the humanity part. Like they like I feel like we got robbed out of these questions when you know the Liverpool con came and everybody's
Because
asking
everyone was asking about
dumbass
fucking
questions like
ships
about who you think is
and about
hot,
people
about
that left and
yeah, and like who was hot between like people on previous, you know, the Vampire Diaries shows. And I was like, this is literally a show about this season literally Tribal Hope and Heretic Lizzie, and y'all didn't ask about how they approached either of their storylines.
yeah.
Like, there is no way you paid to fumble this fucking bag. Like, I was so I still haven't even watched the full panel on YouTube because I just know I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. So, and you know, I told Danielle about how like every time she like has an emotional scene, my fucking ass start crying. So we definitely made her know that her acting is, you know, appreciated, and we truly loved her this season. I mean, as every other season, but this season she really shines.
Yeah.
And you know, even though this is like the last season of Legacy, we want her to know that we appreciate everything she's done this season. And we gave her a head warning that we're going to be there in the conclave this year. So we're going to be, you know, watching her, have her panel.
She was so happy when we told her.
Yeah.
I think she was
That's what
just
I'm on.
really like genuinely touched that first off we weren't like we just treated her like a person, which is what she is. She's yes, she's
Yeah.
Danielle Rose Russell, but she's Danielle Rose Russell. She's like she's a person first and foremost, and this is her job. And people tend to forget that she is a real person with real feelings, and she works fucking hard. And like to not be appreciated over that just because of ships is sad. And like so, I'm really hoping that she came out of that meeting just like, you know, feeling like someone noticed, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like I feel like just like knowing that we also genuinely support her besides just words, that we're coming to see her and like support her, I mean, in person, that definitely like hurt her heart. So we achieved everything we wanted to do that day, and I'm still
did.
willing on it. Like,
I know we do know that she got our gifts. So
Yeah, and she
yeah.
cried.
She does wear her hand in
Oh my God, stop it. Stop.
No, and she cried.
She cried at our notes. She did say she cried. She said they were so sweet. And I sent you guys a picture because I found a picture of what we had said. And she does wear her hoodie. Her hand
And
in
it's like her
hoodie.
and her, and I quote, she said, and it's like her own personal uniform.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So that was our little Danielle rundown. We love Danielle so much. Like,
I
her
only
pictures-
embarrassed myself 3 times.
I mean, I did too. Yours was like worse than mine then, cause no, well, I feel like no, cause it might like ours might be hand in hand. Cause soon as Robyn was like, I don't think, I was like, oh.
I told her
but-
I freaking told her I was
but
lactose intolerant.
But then again, she said for us to be authentic, but you always are. So
Yeah,
like
she did call us authentic. So
she said to be authentic because we were like, Danielle, we don't really want to curse in front of you. Like we don't even try to curse on the podcast.
she
Well,
was
now
just
we
there.
like,
don't.
she was just like, I'm
Okay.
from Jersey. I win.
Because I said, okay, I said fuck yeah in front of her, okay? And I was trying so hard not to curse because Gold Rush was there. I didn't care about cursing in front of Danielle. It was Gold Rush that I had an issue with.
Yeah, like, I want to
And
keep that professional. So
and I was like, I said fuck yeah, because now I should ask a question. And I was like, oh shit. And Danielle was like, don't worry, you're fine. I was like, and
I
then
was
later
like,
on I continued.
She was
Right.
like, I'm being professional right now.
she was like, you talking about yourself? Like me on the other hand, I was like, okay, I feel seen. So once again, make sure you guys go if you're coming to the con to see, any of the Legacy cast members later this year. Make sure to check Go Rush at Go Rush Events on Instagram and Twitter, and use Nas 10% for a 10% off discount to meet Danielle, take pictures with Jenny, Amono, Ben, everybody.
Yeah.
Jenny's gonna be there.
Oh yeah.
We like a good promo.
All right, promo excellence.
Jenny Boyd is gonna be there.
Yes.
Liu Howard.
Oh,
Amino,
and
Bianca.
Omano.
Bianca. Oh my,
Riley.
yeah.
Zane,
And Claire.
Zane, pull up.
Zane, please pull up.
I mean, Ben's gonna be
We gotta
there.
talk about these pictures you've been posting
And-
because you got me.
And Piper,
Oh, fuck,
please.
I wish Courtney was gonna be there.
I know.
yeah.
You got me confused, Zane. I'm not gonna lie.
Guys. Also, give up on Aria, please. I've accepted
up.
my loss.
We've accepted our loss of Arya not coming to the con.
Danielle literally say good luck with that one.
Naj
Dude,
shot,
Danielle literally did.
Naj shot her shot and she was
got
shot
shut the
down.
fuck down. I was like, I'm waiting for Aria. I'm looking around in the air, and she's like, "Girl, wrap it up."
She was like, "Don't expect that." I was like,
yeah. She said, "Aria, it ain't about that life." I was like, "Cool."
No, you know what? The other one is, yeah, she totally called out Arya, but then I called out Arya because I was like, I have no idea how the fuck Arya has
Oh,
a
you
straight
did?
face, has a straight face when you're working, and she's just like, right? Like, come on.
She said that she was like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Like, why are you not crying? I was like, "See, Aria."
she's like, she said, he's pretty good at that, isn't he?
Yeah. Danielle shots excellence. We love a queen. We love a queen.
Yeah.
All right, let's before we fangirl about Danielle all night, which would be a problem. For
No.
me.
Totally
Wouldn't be
could,
a problem
yeah.
for me.
I
Wouldn't be
mean,
a
this is
problem for me.
technically the aftermath of Legacies and Danielle.
I
It's
got
so
my okay. I just want to say one more thing. I got my picture with Danielle flicking off the camera. Thanks to
Oh, yeah.
Naj. Naj really,
Oh my god, I was over here. I thought everybody was looking at me like I was dumb. So I was like, let's do a middle finger, and then it's like, why not? I was like, can we do the middle finger? Did nobody hear me? I was like, is no one hearing me? I was like, is that bad to do the middle finger? But yeah, we got it.
Danielle was all for it.
We
She stuck up her finger first. She's like, "Are we gonna do it?" She's like, "Are we gonna?"
Just like,
yeah.
you put the word fuck over the red.
That was her trying to make me feel better
Yeah.
because I had said it twice.
But then she ended it off by saying it loud. So at the end of the day, she definitely
Danielle Rose Russell saying "fuck." That's all
Right.
it is.
compilation. Fuck. But yeah, but oh my god, though, 'cause,
Remember, I just want to point it out.
And we will
It's
have
my
that on
picture.
video. We will
My
have
picture.
that on. Yeah, we will have
Mine
that
as
on
well.
video. I have mine as well, but I'm not going to show you.
as per no, I just cannot she knew who we were since we came in the meeting.
Also, we did buy a recording of our 3-in-1. No, we will not be sharing it, so don't ask.
Yeah. Don't even don't even ask positively not. But even the 3-to-1 was more so that wasn't the Handon question answers.
No,
So, like,
We didn't really talk
We didn't
about.
add, we didn't hand it at
No,
all.
we
We're
didn't
talking
talk about Handon at all. Like it was just
I
like
did.
a
I did
conversation.
invite her for milkshakes. So
Yeah.
alcoholic.
alcoholic.
I was
With
literally saying
Baileys.
about.
Yes, when I said Bailey's, the adult version of peanut butter blast, she was very interested. She was just like,
she was so intrigued. She said, "There's a recipe for peanut butter blast," and we're all
Yeah.
like frantically talking. And I was like, "Yeah, there's a recipe online."
and no, and then she was just like asking us about the podcast. She's like, "So what
Then we
for the hand?"
then we discussed the incident with the fork, and she was laughing at me.
Yes.
It's fine.
That's what I mean, though. It wasn't even a conversation. It was a conversation with Danielle, but like it wasn't a conversation at Danielle. Like we weren't like asking her a ton of questions. She literally just jumped in the conversation, and we were all just like the four of us talking.
Yeah, and especially with like all of us like talking to each other because we're already used to each other every day. So for her, she was just able to like blend in as if she was just a part of the group. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
But 10 out of 10, amazing. Wish we can do it again next week and a week and a week and a week. I will always wake up in the morning to see 3 Danielle pictures that I got. 2 autographs and more to come.
And Danielle did get to see my face again.
Danielle's literally gotten more bored before you guys have than anything.
And Danielle got to see Vit, so Danielle knows what Vit looks like too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Material girl.
Only Danielle.
No, the way she was asking how many of
Jennifer
us
knows
were there.
No, seriously, she was like, "How many are you?"
Yeah, how many of you?
Baby was so confused. She was just like,
she's looking at the camera. She's like looking at all of the profiles.
She's literally like,
how many Handon Weekly are you?
And then my Zoom froze, and she was literally just looking at my meme.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, once again, she can appreciate that. That's how we feel. So I mean,
we gave our honorary members. So yeah, and Alex.
Yeah. Yes. We love it all. I mean, obviously, they literally are like our other podcast members.
That's
love.
how we're gonna meet everyone in December too. Is we're literally like a 6-pack. That's what we are.
Yeah, we love supportive
6-pack,
friends.
like 6 packs of beer.
Yep.
But yes, so that was our Danielle fangirling for 20 minutes plus. We hope you guys enjoyed because there's always gonna be more to come. But that was literally like we literally contained that in.
That's it. That's the episode. We're done. No, I'm just kidding.
We're done. Bye, guys.
guys.
But right now, since it's been like 2 to 3 weeks since Legacies ended, we've like thought about things and like how, and based off the stuff that we learned from a lot of people, we're just like,
how are we feeling now that we've had time to mourn, that we've had discussions with certain people, that we've learned things about certain things? How are we feeling?
I'm
Pissed
feeling robbed and annoyed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because like obviously we have to limit ourselves right now until like y'all find out what we mean later, but it just showed the potential that was robbed due to a cancellation that they probably knew before this year hit, but also the changing of things which would have been a better option than the change they did. It kind of just pissed me off because at the end of most of things, it left a better taste in my mouth with some of people's storylines this season. And to hear like why or like what was the original plan or the original concept or what was the next season's concept is one of the biggest like losses we got because yes, the show may be over and some of us, not all of us, are satisfied with the ending. It just leaves a bitter taste in your mouth that you were robbed out of a certain aspect of the show because of, the CW company and whoever the fuck was under it, Warner Brothers, whatever.
And the thing is season 5 was going to happen. It was going to happen because I know Vit tweeted a Handon video the other day, and I saw a couple of the quote tweets saying that Handon is the reason the show got canceled. It fucking wasn't.
It literally wasn't. Like people make reason for the show getting canceled every fucking day.
They had things in the finale that were cut. They had a storyline already for season 5 for certain characters. They had plans.
Yeah. So, and once again, those plans will not consist of who you think. So the show was perfectly fine. Thank you.
Joe's coming back.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I
thought my Zoom.
like the main
Wait, can you see my name?
Oh no. Yeah. And then plus when it came to season 5, the main storyline would have been made so many people happy.
Oh fuck. I was like,
Mm,
when
yeah.
we
When we had learned about it and what they had cut out of the finale, like
It was
all of our
sick.
all of our faces all at once, literally, but all of our jaws just dropped at the same time. We were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
and guys, we aren't teasing you. You will find out.
Yeah,
You
you
will
will
find
find
out.
out.
You'll
Yeah,
find out what we know. It's just
soon enough.
it's in an episode, a special episode that will be released sometime in, I want to say, August, possibly
Yeah.
August or September.
Yeah. And trust me, it'll be worth your while because it's a long episode. So
Yeah.
But look, I feel like we really can't touch that premise because it'll kind of be spoilerish. So I know that we asked you guys. I mean, well, I made a tweet that was like, you guys got certain things that we can kind of touch that's not spoilery for our video that we have. We can kind of talk about. I know the first one that Bella asked was to talk about how we like Landon and Landon still loves Hope even though he's in Limbo he feels it but not on the plane she's on. You wanna
See, that's the
talk about
thing.
it?
Is okay, and I did kind of mention this in our in the episode that we filmed. Is I said it's like he had said, like Landon had said, it's like a bruise. So basically, what it is, I think, is that Landon can feel everything in Limbo. Obviously, he has all of his emotions, but in order to tie him to Limbo, they had to take his emotions away in the real world, because if he had the ability to travel both worlds and stay, and he loved Hope as deeply as he did in Limbo, he would have no reason to go back. So they have to dull his emotions like a bruise so that he has reasons to go back. Because, like, why would you want to go to the real world and not feel, like, be in front of the woman that you love and not feel it, but then you could go back to the real world and feel that love, not real world,
Mhm.
Limbo, and feel that love. So, like,
Yeah.
it was almost like a contingency plan for Lynn or Ken, in order for Landon to stay in Limbo. I don't even necessarily know if that was a price that was paid in because of what he did, because of him bringing back the guys. That might just be a result of being able, because Landon before that wasn't in the real world. We hadn't seen him in the real world, so we didn't know he didn't feel that way. We thought maybe it was like because of like a price that he paid, but we don't necessarily know if that was the price that he paid. They never actually said that was the price that he paid. That could just be, like I said, a contingency plan to keep him in Limbo.
Yeah. And also like for me, I also like talked about how we don't really know anything about like his powers. Yes, we know that he's like can send people to peace and clearly he can project somebody from peace to a great front to a little like screen, but we don't really know his limitations and his whole power abilities because when do we ever learn about Landon's full abilities? But I was like, you don't know, like we don't know how long he can stay on, Hope's plane. And like we don't know if there's limitations to how long he can be at certain places to the point that if he didn't lose his emotions to Hope on that plane, he could have been on that plane with her for however long he wanted to because we don't know his limitations.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, obviously, like due to the curse being gone and him doing that. Well, before that, he did it before the curse was gone. So obviously, they took their point of his emotions before.
My theory about that too is because when Hope doubted that he, like, she was like, oh, meaning your emotions for me or your feelings for me. And I feel like after that was when he started touching her more. And not only was the touching for I mean, it was also Danielle and Arya showing that they loved each other, but like that Handon loved each other, but like also it was almost like reassurance to Hope that Landon still loved her by the constant touching, but also a way for Landon to kind of ground himself and remember who exactly it is in front of him and how he feels about her. So like, but then also like, I'm not going to say, but like what we learned about Limbo does also directly in like relate to what we kind of know about Landon too, that you'll find out eventually.
Yeah. So like
Mhm.
yeah, so we don't really know his limitations, which is why, obviously we had to take away the part that makes him attached to that plane. But to be honest, if you really watch Landon in like the finale, during that like premise, like he carries his picture with hope everywhere. So like even though he can't fully motion on that plane, I bet you when he gets home, he's fucking fangirling about it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
and,
me and Hope are equals now. And then
and
like,
you caught that, Naj, because like
yeah,
you didn't even realize the picture had moved.
nobody
Yeah,
knew.
nobody did.
Nobody knew until I was sitting there making a scene pack one day, and I was turning the brightness up, and I was like, wait a minute, is that her picture on the table? And the first thing I did was put that shit on Twitter. I was like, is this shit real? Like, is this real? And like everyone was like, holy shit, really? And yeah, so I feel like a lot of people didn't know, like didn't take anything serious until they realized that he actually, like, all his emotions are in limbo. Like he's carrying that damn picture with him like it's a damn briefcase.
Yeah.
Or it's like a necklace with him. So yes, he might be the one that's like looking at the picture and drinking his sorrows away because he can feel for her there. But when he gets to the plane, it's like muted. But even then, when he knows that his emotions is muted, he still does like intimate scenes to where even though he can't feel it until he gets home, she can still know that he cares about her.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people like freak out because it's like, well, he and just not together. And I'm just like, to be honest, based on what we found out, we really can't say.
Handon is endgame.
Yeah, but there are in game though.
I
And they
know
spend like,
Handon. Go
you
ahead.
can go, Robyn.
Oh.
Yeah, talk.
I was just gonna say I know there are some Handons who doubt that because of the way it ended, but you have to remember it wasn't supposed to end that way. It was supposed to continue on to season 5. But with the way that they did end it, with how even shooting that last scene with Landon being there with Hope when she said goodbye to her father and all of those things, that was Handon endgame. That was, and Danielle even said in an interview later that her and Arya had talked about Hope dying and going to limbo to end up being with Landon. So just because they couldn't be together now, at that point, it does not mean that they couldn't be together later, because like she said, I will always love you, and he's like, and you'll forever know where to find me, basically stating always and forever, and saying that he would always be there for her when she was ready to join him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, people seem to forget that she can literally summon him whenever she wants. Like, she can summon him whenever she wants because she's powerful. And Landon obviously want to come and talk to her, whatever. And also, she can literally come to see him. Like, girl, Hope will do anything for him. And let alone, even if that's the case, she's not going to love anybody else. Like,
well, and
I don't
that's
know
the
why.
thing. People were like, oh, now she can date other people and stuff like that. But do you know Hope?
They don't, clearly.
No.
This whole like fucking show has been, let's put Hope with any bitch. Like, I don't, like, it's not even like a premise anymore. Like, everybody's like, well, people are still mad with her. Like, and I'm just like, oh, well, she's like, oh, first it was she's all about a love interest, and then the show ends and I still want her to be with a certain love interest. It's like, I thought the show wasn't about her being with a love interest. Crazy.
So it was, I want her to have her own storyline that doesn't involve Landon, but I want it to involve the person I want her to be with. So I don't really want her to have her own storyline. I want her to have a storyline that I want her to have. That was what it was.
Yeah, it's so weird. But personally, when you find out what we mean that we can't tell you, then you'll be like, oh, Handon, totally. But like, Handon's always already is in game. It, like, I just like with season 5, it would have showed you how they were like literally equals.
Yeah.
To where you're like, oh shit. And then I feel like obviously the big elephant in the room would have been discussed. So yeah. But Handon in game, Handon's so made to read, they're literally equals now. Basically gods. One is a god theoretically, and one is
As
almost like a god.
Danielle said, they're both immortal.
Oh, and then the
What we found out,
and they like
Yeah.
spend the finale showing how strong the relationships are.
yes, exactly.
Wait, what did we find out?
The I can't say what.
you can't say.
Message me. Message me.
Yeah. But yeah, like when y'all find out, when we find out, you're like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, don't doubt Handon again, boo. But yes.
Right? Right? Right?
Seriously. Like seriously, please.
You understand? You understand, right? Is you understand?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep, 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 yep. Um, yeah. I'm gonna need you to, Robyn, go
You're
ahead and
sick.
send me answer the message that I have to send you. Um, I'm gonna do an edit. I'm gonna do an edit just for you. Like I won't show it to the public yet, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do an edit for you. But yes, so that was we're gonna come to hand at the end, depending on how long we are. But the next one is about Cleo being going to be headmaster in the future. That was one of them. I feel like that was foreshadowed, definitely, because like she felt like she was so happy to like go to that like seating area. Like yeah, she looked at lyrics thing, was like, period. Let me go to that seat. But I feel like I was saying in an episode that you didn't see yet, but I was talking about how with Cleo, you really got to see her take this leadership role, but it was kind of like so low key that you really didn't understand it or notice it until you really paid attention to like when you watch backwards. Is that season 4 was all about MG trying to be like this leader of the group and everything like that. But every time he had like a situation or conflict, he would mostly go to Cleo. Sometimes Cleo will be there to help. You see her talk to him during the time where Hope came back. Then you see it where it came to see her in the lyric talking when the clown came. You see her did the spell bracelet that helped Ben not have monsters following him. You see her find out, take risks about Ken and stuff. And then plus she's now a fury to where she's literally got God powers. So you see Cleo this whole season take big risks, help the group take these big ass things, and like first with her finding out about the tree, and then her talking to MG, including him perhaps because he wanted to be the leader. She included him on what they should do with the red oak stake, and then her talking to Aurora. Like she's done so many like very much like stuff that you thought that a lyric would have done to protect the students. She's done it, and she's put her whole powers on the line for the school. And I wouldn't see anybody else being a better headmaster because Lizzie's living life, Hope's living life. Hope needs to lead a school. She's 20.
Yeah, please
And like free
get
her.
a life.
And plus, like based on the stuff that we found out about the headmaster position, we can't really say. Well, no, I think it was in an article that Caroline was filling in for like us, like only for a small bit. Like she was, I forgot the name they said, interning as the headmaster. So it wasn't like Caroline was going to be on there for a long time, anyways. Especially if the show got picked for season 5. So at some point, we're probably going to have a possibly like lead on and continue on with figuring out who's going to be the headmaster for real.
And there was a
And
time
since-
jump.
Oh yeah, I thought we weren't allowed to say that.
No, it was
Yeah,
Danielle
they
talked about it.
Interview that
Oh.
Brett said that there was possibly going to be a time jump. I think Hope said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hope, Danielle. Sorry.
Danielle.
It's-
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I remember seeing it, but I was like, just to make sure. But so I feel like Cleo would definitely make more sense because she's seen to me the most leaderess role. And the next one is, what do you think Lizzie and Hope's role in the school will be? I feel like with
Fun.
Hope,
Not going to class.
visitors.
literally, oh my god, we laughed with Danielle about how nobody
There's
went
no
to class.
class.
She laughed too.
Yeah.
There was literally not even a class set. Jesus Christ.
No,
Um,
Hope is leaving that school. She's gonna fucking
Please.
travel the
yeah,
world,
she's gonna leave
and
that
then
damn
she's gonna
school.
go to college. And
Yep.
Lizzie is going to. Well, I mean, they ended off with Mizzy together, so Lizzie and MG are gonna, I don't know, go to college together.
Yeah. So
They're-
I feel like
She's gonna take off on her own. Sorry.
yeah, I just feel like they're now they're in college. I mean, I feel like they should take this shit serious. But I feel like that was Danielle's input about what she wanted. And
Yeah.
the writers
Landon
were
was in
definitely
Limbo
keep her ass in
University.
school. Listen, like the writers, they probably would have tried to keep her ass in school still because they're literally trying to like erase her actual age. And I'm just like, no. I really hope that we do like if I see her like out the school, living life, making human friends.
Watch
because-
watch Landon like create a school in Limbo.
for the dead. I mean, shit, fuck around, he might. But
No,
I
but
wanna
you're
see
a boarding
her out
school for the
school.
dead.
Right.
God.
For the lost
if you
souls
still-
no, it's a boarding school for the lost souls that can't cross over. He helps the helpless. Angel tease.
No, seriously, like Landon is down there just like Landon, they literally forced Landon to take his job more serious. Like, you don't got emotions, so now send everybody to peace. Yeah, I fucking hate it. But I really want like Lizzie and Hope to like explore their lives, explore the world, travel, go to school, college, get a degree and stuff like that. Because like I keep thinking about like how Twilight, they got like fucking 88 degrees in every damn major. We need
Hope
them
we
to be
get an
material
art
growth.
degree for sure.
Definitely. With Lizzie, what do you think Lizzie? I think Lizzie probably do like business, maybe
Yeah.
fashion, maybe one. I feel like she might do like a little what's it called a side major or minor. But yeah. It says discuss canon future. What is your theory or idea of how they'll find each other again? Or what would happen in season 5 if we ever get it?
They're going to
Who's dying?
grow. They're going to grow on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And I mean,
I
they would
feel
be constantly like visiting each other, so the feeling would
They're in a
still
long
be
distance
there.
relationship, basically.
Yeah. You know when you see people that still love each other, but like they are not together because of something is
The
between them.
timing isn't right yet.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
Hope and Linda. Like they would
Yeah.
still be like they would still be in a relationship, but
Right
like just not have
person.
the name.
Yeah,
Like
Danielle
they
did
would
say
just like
right
what dating?
person,
No.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like for me, for the concept that we're thinking of is that with season 5, well shit, some of the stuff we can't fucking say. Handon will grow as their own individuals and also
Yeah.
together in a relationship. We're going to be like we were hoping, like we hope that we'll learn, like we'll see Landon learn his powers and maybe learn how to get his emotions back. While Hope, on the other hand, she finds a new path in her life.
Yeah.
Because with Hope, this like the whole season, up to season 4 was her finding, a peace for her dad. And now since her dad's found peace and she realized that she's not doing bad by her father like she thought she was in season 1, which to be honest now has me question, was Necromancer actually lying, or was he actually telling the truth about her dad not finding any peace? Because like he could have been trying to get into Hope's
He
head
was
and
lying. He was
yeah,
definitely
I feel like he literally knew that her dad was probably in peace and was fucking lying.
Don't let the
But now,
necromancer stand here. You say that.
yeah. But yeah, so like now with Hope realizing like to close that chapter, like she closed the chapter about her mom and then her dad, which sadly Elijah got treated like shit because nobody mentioned them. But now since she closed that chapter about her mom and her dad, and having Landon be there for her to put the ashes away, I feel like we're now in a new path in her life where she can find out who she is instead of trying to feel like she want like to learn more about other people.
She can
It's
finally breathe without
yeah, she can
having
she
to
can
save
finally
everyone's fucking asses.
yeah, and she finally knows like where everybody else is that died, so she doesn't have to have that like guilt over her shoulder that maybe they didn't find peace or maybe they didn't find closure. Now she has closure. So, well, like mainly we want Hope and Landon to grow as their own, because like that last episode and finale, that was like we wanted that type of magic. That magic was so dark, like how dark it was, and like how it happened. Like that's something that we wanted for a long ass time, and we want to see Hope as a tribe more utilized. Like out of these 4 fucking seasons, we saw Werewolf Hope 5 times. Like I feel like I wish we saw more about Hope as like as herself, but we were robbed of so many things this season, such as the breakdown, humanity part. We like so like
Hold on,
Landon's
story that.
funeral.
Landon not getting a memorial, but Ethan gets one by just turning invisible and dying. Crazy, right? Crazy how that works. But yeah, Handon will get together at some point, but I feel like we'll see them at least like the first half of the season grow as themselves and get back together by the finale and just be blissful out. So
The way we're
That-
talking as though season 5 is actually happening.
I told you in the beginning of this episode that we're like literally not even processing it. It's like we think it's a big ass break,
It just
which is
feels like
I feel like
yeah,
it's
it just
more
feels like
horrible.
right.
We're just like, yeah, when it comes back,
Gotta polish my Landon candle and manifest.
please.
Yes.
No, honestly, like I feel like to keep this fandom alive, maybe in August or maybe when we get closer to the con, we should do like a 30-day challenge for Handons. Like I know you made one before a few times. We definitely should make one like for this. We should make like a Handon week for like Tumblr to make Handon gifts and like on like for Twitter's, Instagram and Tumblr. we should do like a Handon month or maybe
because-
like a legacy month.
Where the fuck did all of these new Handons come from?
Oh yes, let's
real.
give you guys the room. We don't know where y'all guys came from. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not like we're saying to go home, but we
Just
were in
funny.
the trenches. It's funny because like we were in the trenches for 2+ years getting trashed. Like y'all the only hand. Look how small the hand in Phantom is, whatever, right? Blah blah blah. Soon as the show ends, hit tweet, hit tweet, hit tweet, hit tweet, hit tweet. How many times did I get a hit tweet just by
The amount of
tweeting?
likes also on TikTok that Handon edits get like now is like
Down, yeah. Like it's blasphemy. And then also you look at
welcome to the
comments,
fandom.
and-
We've been here
welcome,
for 4
and then-
years.
we've been here for 4 fucking years getting trashed. And then we're seeing
Literally.
like comments, like even comments that like people don't even ship them. They're like, damn, I'm surprised they didn't end up together. Like people literally like are like finally coming out to say like they like
And
hands. And it's like
we really appreciate those that have stuck with us still, even though Legacies is over. We've had a lot of people unfollow or unsub because we haven't been posting all Legacy stuff. We started First Kill. But like to those of you that are still here, thank you very much.
yes.
Yep.
Like once again, like I don't know why people like we're still doing legacy stuff. We just don't want to do every like all like 4 5 handing videos a week. I mean each week, and then run out of content. Because our last resort is to watch every episode, you know, and do a review on each episode, which is like what a lot of old podcasts do.
Well,
Like for
season
healthy
1 and season
podcasts.
2, because we technically didn't do that because we started
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
season 2.
And plus we still got the plot hole episode. We still got confessions. We still got Q&As. I know Ed's want to do a parallel episode. Like we have a lot of stuff. And if you guys want to comment more things, you can do that. Keep in mind that depending on how much content we crank out, though, we may not always do weekly stuff because, you know, now we're doing other things. Like for me, I'm obviously a YouTuber, so I have to take time to like watch and react to things. So
Well, you know,
and plus,
and
like,
summer,
a
summer's
lot of
coming
people,
up and holidays and
birthdays
like,
and work.
we're
So
we're people and we need breaks too.
yeah, so but thank you guys for like tuning in. You know, this was like a quick podcast episode to let you know that we're still alive in the legacy fandom.
Yep.
We're still gonna do legacy videos. We just can't like spread. We gotta spread them out to obviously conserve a drought for the Handon Nation, especially, or Legacy Nation. Once again, Legacies is trending on Netflix. It's like between top 10 since, you know, Stranger Things came out. So make sure you're streaming that. Once again, if you want to meet the cast later this year, you can check Go Rush, purchase your tickets. It's virtual and in person as well in Georgia. Use Notch 10%, you know, as you will. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for a Danielle / Handon / quick Q&A discussion.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you haven't already, watch the first 2 First Kill episodes.
Yes.
yeah.
And watch First Kill. It's
Yeah,
a good
watch
show.
First Kill as well, but also watch our review
And
episode.
hopefully we'll do like a
Actually,
One
that's
Tree Hill episode soon. Just
I'm gonna get
9 seasons of One Tree Hill. Oh God.
I'm gonna get dragged. I feel like we should do a podcast and we watch like 5 episodes, maybe like do like all between this episode to this episode, maybe.
It would be like one
because,
episode per season.
like
we've been
I
making
just-
those videos until like 2030.
Yeah.
The way that we're going.
like oh god, like this like I
We're
was
only on
thinking,
episode 16 of season 1, and we've been watching this for like 3 months.
Listen. I mean, okay, we wouldn't even got up there if I didn't mention it last night due to Mariah slander. Mariah, if you're watching this, you're welcome. And yeah, damn shame. But yes, guys, until next
Ladies
time.
are fighting.
Bye.
Peace.